In a vast rainforest, where the trees touched the sky and the streams ran crystal clear, lived Benny, a small hummingbird with iridescent feathers that gleamed in shades of blue and green under the sunlight. Benny was known for his generous heart and his untiring desire to spread joy among the other animals. He spent his days flying from flower to flower, collecting the sweetest nectar and, with his agile wings, painted the air with graceful movements that enchanted all who saw it. Since he was just a puppy, Benny felt a deep need to connect with others. For him, friendship was the most precious thing in the world. He believed that if he was kind and helpful, he could win the affection of everyone in the forest. With this mission in mind, Benny devoted every free moment to helping others. He brought the most colorful flowers to the rabbits, helped the ants to carry heavy leaves to their burrows, and even offered to take care of the macaw's chicks when they needed to fetch food. Despite his tireless efforts, Benny often saw himself alone. The other animals, busy with their own lives and concerns, often did not realize or simply did not value Benny's dedication. They accepted his help with a smile, but rarely returned the affection and attention that Benny so much offered. This made the heart of the little hummingbird hurt, because he did not understand why their attempts at friendship were not reciprocated. One day, while Benny was collecting dewdrops from the leaves to lead to the squirrels, he saw Luna, a majestic winged butterfly sitting alone in a flower. Luna, who had always been the soul of the forest with its vibrant colors and light dances, seemed depressed, with fallen wings and distant gaze. Worried, Benny flew to her. "Luna, what happened? You look so sad," he asked in his soft voice. Luna sighed and told Benny about the difficulties she was facing. She felt lonely and disconnected, and this made her lose the glow. Benny, always willing to help, spent hours next to her, listening carefully to each word and offering sincere advice. He reminded her how special she was and promised that he would always be around to support. In the following days, Benny returned to visit Luna every day, bringing her fresh dewdrops and nectar from the sweetest flowers he could find. He believed that he had created a deep bond with the butterfly, a true friendship that could bring joy to both of them. However, despite his dedication, Luna seemed increasingly distant. She accepted Benny's gifts with a forced smile, but soon after, she again isolated herself. As time went on, Luna began to avoid Benny, and when he finally realized it, he felt like a dagger had pierced his little heart. He could not understand why, despite all his affection and effort, Luna did not seem to want her company. The pain of rejection made him sad and confused, wondering if he had done something wrong. Determined not to give up on finding a true friendship, Benny continued his search. One day he met Theo, a sabia known for his melodious voice and playful personality. Theo loved playing tricks on other animals, and he used to invent new games to amuse everyone. Benny, delighted with Theo's good humor, quickly became attached to him. Theo's laughter made Benny feel alive, and he loved the afternoons they spent together, flying through the forest and exchanging stories. Benny believed he had finally found a friend with whom he could share his deepest emotions and thoughts. He liked to talk about the wonders of the forest, how each flower had a unique scent, and how the stars seemed to tell stories in the night sky. But Theo was not interested in these conversations. He just wanted to have fun, tell jokes, and sometimes make fun of the other animals. Even so, Benny persisted, hoping that in time, Theo would start to appreciate his conversations and the depth of his feelings. But to his sadness, what happened was the opposite. Theo began to walk away, making excuses not to spend time with Benny. He preferred the company of other animals who, like him, just wanted to have fun without worrying about deeper issues. Benny, who always hoped to regain friendship, kept looking for Theo every day, but the Sabia avoided him completely. Time passed, and Benny's loneliness began to weigh on him. With each day that passed without Theo, Benny felt more isolated, as if the forest, once full of life and color, was now wrapped in a gray and cold mist. He began to fly less, losing the appetite for the nectar that loved so much, and his wings, before vibrant, now trembled with weakness. At night, Benny would stay awake, thinking about what he had done wrong, how he could have acted differently to keep his friends around. One morning, when Benny was lying on a low branch without energy to even take flight, he was surprised by Zara, an old and wise owl, who inhabited the tallest trees in the forest. Zara, with her golden and piercing eyes, watched everything that was happening in the forest, and she had noticed the sadness that consumed Benny. "Little Benny," Zara began in a calm voice, "I can see that your heart is hurt, but I want to tell you something that I have learned over my many years of life." Benny, who had always respected Zara's wisdom, raised his eyes, though with difficulty, to hear what she had to say. "You are a special hummingbird, Benny," said the owl. "Your kindness and desire to connect with others are rare and beautiful qualities. But you need to understand that your value does not depend on the approval of others. There are many in the forest who do not understand the depth of their feelings, and that is not your fault." Zara continued, with a compassionate expression, "Not all animals are ready to receive the friendship you have to offer. And that's fine. You need to learn to value yourself first, to find joy in who you are and what you do, regardless of who is around you. Focus on those who really appreciate your company, and don't waste your energy trying to please those who don't value your presence." Zara's words were like a cool breeze on a summer day, relieving the weight that was over Benny's heart. He began to understand that he was seeking happiness and acceptance in the wrong places. Zara encouraged him to find joy in the little things he always loved: the nectar of flowers, the sunshine between the leaves, the sound of running water. And, above all, to taste these things for yourself, without relying on the company of others. From that day on, Benny decided it was time to change. He began to practice the detachment of relationships that were not reciprocal. It wasn't easy at first. There were days when Benny still missed Luna and Theo, remembering the moments they had spent together. But when sadness struck him, he remembered Zara's words and redirected his thoughts to what brought him joy. Benny flew back with renewed energy, exploring the forest with a new look. He allowed himself to meet new friends, like Maya, a dragonfly who loved dancing in the moonlight, and Finn, a squirrel who enjoyed the stories that Benny told. Over time, Benny realized he didn't need many friends, but friends who really valued who he was. Benny felt more confident and fulfilled. He learned that true friendship is a two-way street, where affection and attention are exchanged in a genuine way. He set aside unreal expectations and began to value the little things that really mattered. So, Benny found a new way of living where his happiness no longer depended on the acceptance of others, but on the love he had for himself and the things that made him happy. Benny's journey teaches us that while the quest for friendship is natural, it is important to remember that our value does not depend on the approval of others. We should focus on cultivating relationships that are reciprocal and genuine, while also finding joy in ourselves and the things that make us happy. By learning to let go of relationships that do not bring us happiness, we can live a more full and satisfying life, valuing those who really care about us. Hope you enjoyed the story. Share with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Resilience and Faith, and activate the bell so you don't miss any story. Until the next.